Hello, welcome back to LinguaMemes. Today we're going to be doing German. When I say we, I mean me and...
Todd, of course. Who are you? What's your name?
I'm Danny. And
Hey, Danny.
we have been making LinguaMemes games in German, Spanish and French as well, but I suppose you're here because of your German. And today we've got a quiz that's been written by our linguist. A quiz about Germany. About Germany.
There's a bit of historical, bit of geographical stuff in here, so it's not just German language that'll get you through.
It's not going to be easy, I think. I've got a feeling it's not going to be that easy.
Not at all.
Alright, question 1. Do you want to read that out?
Should we tell the folks at home or wherever they are? They can also get in on this.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't want to tell them. I want to know how they can play it.
No, I really want people to play at home. They go to linguamemes.com and there you'll see a box which says game code. So you pop in a code for this game, which is
XI74, and the letters are in lowercase.
XI74, and then pop your email address in, click submit. You'll be sent a game in your email inbox, which you click the link and you play the game straight off. No further login, etc. required. So question 1.
Do you want me to?
I'd like you to read it out in your bestest German, please.
Okay, it's been a while, folks. But let's give it a go. Aus wie vielen Bundesländern besteht die Bundesrepublik Deutschland? Right. Okay. I've got this one down already. I know what we're being asked here. Do you know what we're being asked here?
Yeah, basically, Germany's made up of these Länder, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
L-A with the umlaut, and it's like a county or something in England, or but they're quite sort of powerful in Germany, aren't they? They're kind of slightly autonomous.
Yeah. Well, it's all. I'll try not to spoil the answer, but yes, the Bundesländer. I mean, I'd just say states, I suppose, federal states specifically.
Yeah.
The federal states there were federal states in Western Germany initially, and with German reunification, I suppose, in 1990, the whole area we know as Germany became the Federal Republic, the Bundesrepublik. And that consists of how many states now? Because of course prior to that there were fewer.
Okay.
Our choices. I mean, I assume you're up on your numbers. 12, 22, 20, 16.
I know what the numbers mean. I know that 12 is 12, 20 is 20, 16, 16.
But we're not quite sure.
That's just 2 and 20, like.
That's right.
Like the old English, isn't it? 4 and 20 blackbirds. Well, apart from 2 and 20 blackbirds.
Quite right. The answer, my friend, is 16.
Yeah.
16 states.
I was hovering towards 16.
Okay.
And just for viewers at home, if they're struggling with understanding the question, you've always got the option of the peek button down here, which I'm going to click on.
Yeah, give it a look.
And this will give you a translation. How many federal states does Germany consist of? And it also has translations of the answers here. Go back to game. And Todd reckons...
Knowing the numbers.
Sweet 16 for Todd.
That's right. Knowing what the numbers mean isn't the hard part, of course. It's actually knowing the answer.
And then you're challenged to type in that answer again. So, SC...
Fairly simple so far. And of course, if you don't know how many states Germany has, looking it up is all part of your education.
16. There we go. On to question 2. All
right. Ooh, now this is going to throw me, I'm afraid, because I'm
Can
not
I get
up on my
Google
years.
to read this one out for us?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to click on the red speaker, and then we have given her a name of Tante Google, Auntie Google. will read this out in her best. Hopefully they haven't suddenly changed it to an uncle whilst we weren't looking.
Sneaky.
Wer hat 1871 Dekasekunden Deutsche Reich gegründet?
Oh, it took her a long time to say that date, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 1871. I should have just been thinking, of course, it is just 1871.
Dekasekunden Deutsche Reich gegründet.
As far as I can tell, German years don't really... They don't have the same system we do in English. I mean, obviously they have the same Arabic numbers, but... Yeah, so I was worried for no reason.
Okay.
So, wer hat das Deutsche Reich gegründet? That's a great word, isn't it? Gegründet makes me think of grounding, like founding.
Yeah, I reckon wer is who.
It is.
Had, or who has.
Yep.
In 1871, the German realm. Gegründet, sort of like founded.
Yeah, well, like I said, it makes me think of ground. I'm sure that'll be the etymology ultimately.
Right.
But this is a real history question. This is the First Reich.
Oh, right. So, Todd, are you clever enough to know kind of what was before the Deutsche Reich? Was it this sort of Austro-Hungarian sort of thing?
Was it the Kingdom of Prussia?
Prussia, yeah.
Yeah. God, I think there was, yeah, you're right. Austro-Hungarian, Kingdom of Prussia, which of course is, I mean, it's like a myth now almost. I don't think we're educated enough about our European neighbours in English schools, to be honest, about their history. I'd quite enjoy that. But do you have any idea what the correct answer is? I'll tell you who it isn't. I think we can both agree on who it definitely isn't. There's two guys here.
It's not Adolf Hitler.
It's not Wilhelm II, is it? The establishment of the German Empire. Sure as heck ain't Adolf.
Okay. Do you want to have a...
It's a much older gentleman. Yeah, well, I just happen to know. I'll be honest, I don't know who Konrad Adenauer is from Adam, but I'd like to know.
Should we go for Otto?
It's definitely Otto von Bismarck, isn't it? I mean, that name it's legendary, even here, culturally speaking.
How do you spell Bismarck? Oh, it's got a C on the end. Right, okay.
Tricky.
Is there something after the C?
Yeah, K.
Oh, yeah, right.
Very old-fashioned-y German name. Because, of course, he, well, unwittingly lent his name to a class of battleship.
And the von is kind of like of or from?
It's the German equivalent of Mac or O or son at the end.
Yeah, like MacDonald.
That's right.
Okay. And in Holland they have van, don't they? So that's a similar word.
That's right, yeah.
Van Gogh.
Got a friend with a van name and a van. Oh, now.
Friend with a van, that's handy.
Oh, very handy.
I bet he hates it when when anyone sort of is all nice to him.
Everyone wants to be his friend when they're moving.
Whenever someone says, "Oh, hi, it's so nice to see you," I say, "Do you want the van?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
we haven't spoken in years. He's
yeah,
like, oh, that's great.
Do
you
mind just popping over? We just got to take this little thing over, and then of course it's like a baby grand piano, or something.
I haven't seen you in ages. Do you want to come over have a drink? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, will you? You can bring the van. yeah, I suppose I'll bring the van. Anyway, what are we looking at now?
It's a bit like me when I used to sort of do computer stuff, and then you'd get these calls from people like, "Oh hi, I haven't spoken to you for ages. Oh hi, yeah. Hi, yeah. Do you still do computer? Yeah. Oh, cause I got this little thing that keeps popping up. Oh, yeah, really.
You turned it off and on again.
That's what it was all of. That's why I've become a hermit in a caravan, basically.
Oh dear.
It's just people just like, oh, give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
That's it. Disgraceful.
Oh, sorry, we're supposed to be doing German, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the idea. I've already decided on my answer for the next question.
Which land?
Not Länder.
Yeah, land.
Singular.
Gehört?
Gehörte, I always think of as had, so it's to which did the next article belong? So to which land did this next article belong? So that's yeah.
Before? That's the easy one, isn't it? That's like before.
Yeah, so it's to which country did the city of Berlin belong? Sentence structure is great. I love how it's slightly twisted, but you can still understand it. It's so close to English sentence structure. So prior to 1870, before Germany existierte, to which country did Berlin belong? Because it was there, and we've already mentioned it.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Is that your guess?
No.
Okay, good.
I was just so pleased that I could.
Oh yeah. The Heilige Römischen Reich.
Holy Roman Empire. Well, I know the Brandenburg gates are in Berlin. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So that sort of sounds as though it's.
That wouldn't be my answer, though.
No.
We've already mentioned
Prussia.
The Prussian Empire, or Preußen, with that lovely S set.
Yeah.
Doppel S.
I was going to say I'm kind of one of those two for me.
Yeah.
But
not Poland.
I think you might be right about Prussia. Should we try that one?
Yeah. Let's go for Prussia.
Yeah.
We've got a special character here for the first time on this game, for which you'll need to refer to the.
Yeah. S set, and you press number
5 at the bottom.
Number 5 on your keyboard, unless you're using an iPhone or whatever, in which case you just there's a button there, the button to press. Anyway, Preußen, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have an S set key on my keyboard, unfortunately. So, and my N barely works. So.
No, I'm just like if you're using Android or a smartphone or whatever, then we've made buttons.
Nice.
Yeah, you see, covering all the bases we are with LinguaMemes.
Maybe I should get a new phone.
Oh, you've still got that kind of British Telecom kind of chunk of stuff, haven't you?
Mate, my phone's got buttons. That's how old my phone is.
I saw it on Tomorrow's World in 1990. Your phone.
I saw it on Yesterday's World. Let's have a moan about how rubbish technology used to be. With Philippa Forrester. Right, what's next?
You know, the weird thing is, quite often when you revisit old tech, you actually think, oh, actually, that was quite good. Like the Sinclair Z88, not the ZX81, but the Z88. A laptop made in 1988. It could work for a month on 2 AA batteries. Seriously, I'm not lying. What? Yeah, you could get a month out of it on a pair of AA batteries.
Crikey.
Admittedly, it's not like what you'd call a laptop today, but even so, you could do word processing on it. You could do spreadsheets. You could do programming. It was pretty good. But a month from a couple of AA batteries. No. Yeah. Anyway, welche See And See is not sea, is it? It's a lake. Is that correct?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, it looks just like sea, and it refers to a lake.
Yeah. So it's kind of useful that it sounds like sea, because you can sort of think of it as a lake.
Absolutely.
Lies on the border, is that?
Mm-hmm. Many seas are lakes. Yeah, and the Grenze zwischen. That's between. I love that one. Love that word.
Deutschland, that's Germany. Österreich, we know that one from the East realm.
Austria.
East of Germany. Und der Schweiz.
Der Schweiz, not just Schweiz. Der Schweiz. It's like the rock. It's the Swiss. The Switzerland.
I know Chiemsee is in Bavaria.
Oh, right, okay, I didn't know that.
I'm a bit ignorant about the other one, apart from the North Sea, which is a confusing one. Surely that must mean North Sea.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I'm not sure in a German context what that refers to. I think it must be the north. But I mean, there is obviously sea north of Germany. I'm not sure what they call it. But fortunately for us, that's not the right answer.
And here they've got the word Meer, is it?
Yeah.
Meer?
Yeah, as in mermaid.
Yeah.
So that is just straight up, I mean, that's sea or ocean. I would translate it as ocean. Although it is the Caspian Sea, obviously, das Kaspische Meer. But no, the answer is a tricky one. Because its name, even if you know the name used widely in English, it is different. It's not quite a straight translation. It's der Bodensee. And that is known in English as Lake Constance. Now, for all I know, that is a straight translation, but Bodensee literally means sort of ground sea.
Okay, I think I might have got that one wrong, but you might be right. I'm gonna have a look at the peak, see what.
Oh yeah, why not? Show people how it works. Let's see. Yeah, we get some easy translations.
Oh yeah, you've got Lake Constance there. Well done. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed you knew that.
It's sort of it's one of those ones where you wonder about the history of the name. Like some English person must have given it that name.
And yeah, the Die Nordsee is the North Sea.
Yeah.
Kaspische Meer, Caspian Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And our linguist has given us a few other little tidbits, like Der See is the lake.
Yeah.
Die See.
Yeah, once it becomes the ocean, it becomes feminine.
Die See is a sea.
Yeah.
Or das Meer. So Die See, I didn't know that. I genuinely did not know that.
It's just by the change of its gender, effectively the word's gender, it becomes massively different.
And did you know that, Todd?
I didn't know. I didn't remember that. I'll be honest. From my days of German, no, not at all.
Okay.
But I remember Lake Constance from touring Germany.
Yeah.
I have no idea why it's called that.
Yeah, you played a blinder with that one, I have to say. But just for anyone listening to this, thinking, oh, these guys, they don't seem to be like fully qualified German linguists here. What are they up to?
That's the idea, folks.
What are you doing? What are these guys doing? What are they playing at? Well, the truth is, yeah, we are not fully qualified German linguists, of course not. We're both sort of GCSE level. Well, Todd's a bit better, sort of AS level sort of thing. But yeah, what are we? What's this all about? This whole thing. I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to not kind of preach down from above, are we?
No, we don't want to have the teacher-student relationship. That's something that people should have. A student should have with a teacher. The whole point of LinguaMemes, I feel, is an alternate route and a sort of mediator. We're sort of mediating, I feel. It's giving teachers a tool that they can use as an alternate method of reaching students, and giving students as a tool that they can use as an alternate method to engage with the language. Well, maybe not even an alternate, just as a supplement to add on to the work. But I mean, yeah, it's fair to say we're not fully qualified. But I mean, in another sense, I mean, I am a jack of all when it comes to language. I'm pretty darn good when it comes to languages and etymology. So I like to think we can maybe have a different perspective on some of this stuff. And I think the most important thing is we're both very enthusiastic about language in general. And that's something you're not often, and no offense, because I've done it myself, I've been there, but in the education system, particularly in our country, it's not always about language. It's not always about why foreign languages are important, why it's important to study them in a very general sense.
Well, you soared when you chose Der Bodensee. You soared high with that one.
There you go. See, folks.
All I can say
we're not fluent.
Like Icarus.
Well, hang on.
Be careful if you fly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If you fly up too close to the sun, Todd, if you want to make sure that your waxy feathered wings don't start to melt.
Did you know? Right, there are at least. I can't even think. There are multiple aircraft called Icarus.
No, didn't know that.
Is that not ridiculous? Is that not the silliest thing?
No, I wouldn't call it Icarus. No.
Like, why would you do that? Did you not finish? Did you not finish the story? I think there was a boat even. There's the ships in the Navy called like the HMS Icarus, and you think, well, he's never going to get into the sky.
Yeah. No, I was simply saying that yes, at the moment you are soaring high, with that boat.
But watch out.
But
because as you've pointed out, a fully qualified German
flying
teacher
high, he might just come unstuck. He
might leave a comment that we shouldn't be talking about languages if we don't know every word.
Plummet to the ground on the next question. Okay, wie heißt?
Do you know what? Actually, nobody knows a language entirely, do they? Sorry, carry on. Wie heißt vollständig?
I'm going to click on the.
I want to read the whole thing.
I know you do, but I think you're getting a bit above your station, to be honest. All right, I'm going to click listen now.
Wie heißt vollständig der Komponist der brandenburgischen Konzerte?
The brandenburgischen Konzerte. All right, what's the full name of the composer of the Brandenburg concert? Concerto?
I would say concertos.
Concerto, yeah.
Yeah. Bit fussy, I suppose, but yeah, I would say concertos.
Oh, goodness me. I really, really, really should know this.
Mate, if this was Bee Gees, you'd be flying, wouldn't you? But,
Right. It's not Mozart, is it?
No. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do process of elimination.
My first inclination was it's Bach.
You'd be quite right.
JSB.
Yep, it is in fact Johann Sebastian Bach.
It's not Handel. JSB. Right.
Is that what they call him in your neck of the woods? Bach's great. I would encourage people to do a Google image search for Bach, because I'm confident about what the first portrait you'll see will be by Hausmann, I think it is, and it's he looks so disgusted. He looks like a teacher who's been given a really badly written excuse for why a kid didn't do their homework. He's holding some sheet music in his massive hand. It looks really tiny. The proportions are really bad, and he just looks like, what do you call this? The dog ate it. What are you talking about? So look him up.
I think Bach will become more and more popular as time goes by.
You reckon he's not hit his stride yet?
No, no.
You know, a couple of years, he might amount to something 10 years down the line. You know, for a guy born in the 17th century, he's still got a lot of potential.
Yeah. No, I can just see this this kind of TV series, Bach to the Future or something like that.
Ah! Well, don't let the BBC do it because they'd sex it up.
Oh God. Yeah.
To have Benedict Cumberbatch being all handsy, apparently. By his own admission, he has the face of a horse, so don't know what people are doing there.
What's that word you used? Handsy?
Yeah, handsy. Short for handsome. Never
heard of it.
I suppose it's more of a... I mostly hear it from friends from sort of the, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say this, sort of northeaster sort of area, or easty Midlandsy sort of area. So maybe it's a bit out of not in your usual sphere.
Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, all right.
Do you want to read? You can read this one out if you want.
East Midlands. Is there such a thing as the East Midlands? Right. Wie viele Jahre bestand die
What do you mean,
Berliner Mauer?
Is there such a thing as the East Midlands?
Hey, I'm from the West Midlands, so we don't really acknowledge the existence of an East Midlands. What's in the East Midlands?
You know the translation of a German lake, but you don't know that the East Midlands exists?
Specialist knowledge, what can I say? What's in the East Midlands? Is Cambridge in the East Midlands?
I can just imagine someone in the East Midlands saying, is there such a thing as the Cotswolds?
He doesn't know. What's in the East Midlands?
Leicester?
Leicester, alright, but I've never been to Leicester. I've been to Cambridge. Is Cambridge in the East Midlands?
Cambridge?
Yeah.
No.
Well, what's Cambridge in then?
Cambridgeshire?
Get out. What's Cambridgeshire in then?
What's Cambridgeshire in?
Yeah, what part of the country is it? What's that called? What's that region called?
Well, it's kind of on the way to Norfolk, really, isn't it?
Right, on the way to Norfolk. So there's the West Midlands, East Anglia, the Southwest, the Northeast, on the way to Norfolk. Get out of town.
Cambridge is not East Midlands.
Where is it then? Alright, we'll save this one for another time.
It is not East... It's like Isaac Newton, famously from the East... Famously... What was his title? I can't remember now.
Isaac Newton? What was his title? Applehead. Mr. Gravity.
No, he was like Professor Lou something. Professor.
All right, I don't know, but he wasn't from Cambridge. He was from Lincolnshire.
Of the East Midlands.
He was from Lincolnshire. Oh, well, that's
I mean, when he was when he was in his prime, doing all of his number stuff.
I've had enough of your Newtonian fluid. Oh dear.
He's not from East Midlands.
Making fun of me.
Cambridgeshire, and it's.
Can we get a guest from Cambridge on to talk us through this? Look, we've got a flipping German question staring us in the face.
Yeah. I asked you to read it. I asked you to read it out, and you haven't because you're so busy. I did. So busy
Folks,
trying to.
Can you please like, comment, subscribe if I actually
consider the existence of the East Midlands in?
Wow. Did I not start to read this and Danny interrupted me with his East Midlands?
Go on then, go on.
I'll do it again. Wie viele Jahre bestand die Berliner Mauer? Antwort als Wort. Which is, I mean, we don't have much of a choice. We have to Antwort als Wort. We can't Antwort als Nummer.
Mauer is wall, isn't it?
It is. Now, did you just know that offhand?
I think Berliner Mauer is a bit of a phrase that people knew. Okay. But you can think of it like as mural sort of thing.
Yes, I was going to say the etymology is quite clear.
Mural.
So it's how many years did it bestand?
Yeah. 28, that must be 28.
Yeah.
32, 32. That's like bingo, this is. 25. 25.
88.
30. Haus.
Am I right in zwei? Oh no, I think that's not ladies, is it? I said two fat girls rather than two fat ladies. Forgive me, German speakers.
Two little ducks.
You know, that was one of the first things. I don't know what my teacher was doing in German. One of the first things we learned in German was how to call someone fat or skinny. Like, what's that all about?
And that was in the was in the 90s, let alone the 80s.
I know, yeah, cruel 90s.
Well, back in the 80s, the teachers would just call you either fat or skinny. So at least they'd made some progression in.
Yeah, true. Just encouraging it in the children. Now,
how many years did the Berlin Wall?
Full disclosure, I'm terrible at maths. I know when it was around, but I can't actually do the maths in my head because I am a pure language person.
I think it came down in 89.
89, it definitely came down, and 61, it was when it was erected. So that's got to be 28.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well done.
Yeah, I had to work that out on the fly. And if you want to know how I know the Berlin Wall was erected in 1961, as I always say, read more comic books.
Well, I read Whizzer and Chips.
That's not quite... Why did British comedy comics have names like that? Whizzer and Chips.
Oh, it was very entertaining at the time.
I bet, yeah. With a name like that, how could it not be?
The Jocks and the Geordies.
Oh, God, crikey.
They were always bashing one another.
Oh, well, in fairness, it probably would have been Scottish produced because most British comedy comics were Leo Baxendale stuff. I mean, the Beano and the Dandy, like, nobody knew, but they were Scottish. Dennis the Menace is a Scot. He's not a Cockney.
Welche britische Monarchin heiratete Prinz Albert von Sachsen-Coburg und Gotha?
Excellent German accent. You're really putting me to shame on that one.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's really the Sachsen-Coburg was very, very good pronunciation. I think Mr. Mackay would have been proud of you for that one.
Was he one of the Jocks and the Geordies? Was he?
Yeah, as I've said, his name always baffled me because he was super German, and I thought, oh, Mackay, what's the story there? You know. Right. Well, I think most people.
Was he in Porridge?
No, wrong Mackay. God, you make all these old British references. He's constantly saying, folks, oh, you know, we really need to connect with a young audience. And then he makes a Porridge reference.
Oh,
Crike, Godpa, what do you think you're doing making all the Porridge with Ronnie Barker? Oh, goodness me.
Was that your Ronnie Barker impression?
No, that was just my old British impression.
So
he's not got a distinctive enough voice, Ronnie Barker. Ronnie Corbett at least sounds like he's, you know, eating a lot of biscuits and is telling a story. That's how, like, Ronnie Corbett's got that sort of thing going on. But no, Ronnie Barker doesn't really have a voice to speak of, in my opinion. Can't do it.
I think it's because he plays different characters with different voices.
Does quite often stuff. Granville, that sort of stuff. Right. So anyway. Can we please talk about really old British stuff? Like, for instance,
I assume a monarchin is a queen, sort of.
Well, it's a monarch. I'm not sure if...
Is it a female monarch?
I don't think that... I mean, it could be, I suppose. That ending could be a feminine ending, now that you mention it. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, I'll be honest, but it's not a word I came across very often.
And you have got the word heir in there, as in...
Yeah.
Like the heir to the throne. So that's...
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Prince Albert... Oh, but that means married, then. Yeah. Heiratete.
Heiratete. It's a fun one to say.
Okay.
So yes, straight up. I mean, we know Sachsen-Coburg and Gotha, but the important issue is which British monarch married Prince Albert?
Which British monarch? Yeah.
I think a fair number of people.
Do you think she had a good? Do you think she had a good hen night with the L plates on the?
I'm waiting for. I'm sorry. I'm being very careful about what he's going to say about these particular monarchs.
Going down to Nando's. No, I don't think they had either L plates or Nando's when she was around.
Well, iconically, this particular monarchin was associated with, sort of strict morality. But I mean, by all rights, she might not have been at all old Mrs. Brown. I'm giving clues. Have you heard her nickname, Mrs. Brown? You ever heard her referred to as that?
I think I've. Oh yeah, she was in that comedy, wasn't she?
You ever figured this one out? What? No. Oh, cripes. Oh, don't bring that up.
I know. Oh. I'm sorry. I've never successfully watched more than 3 minutes of.
I've never even tried.
Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I've never even tried.
Okay. Well, we all know it's Victoria, don't we?
We do, yes, aka Mrs. Brown.
Who is Maria the First?
Queen Mary?
Oh,
I don't know. Well,
yeah, it must be.
Yeah. No, it's not. I don't know. The only Queen Maria I can think of was the Portuguese.
Shall I have a peek? I'll see what.
Yeah, look.
Mary. Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
Mary 1.
Yeah, that's Bloody Mary then, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I won a prize in high school history for drawing a picture of. I drew a really cool picture of
the hen night reference continues.
Yes, they all had a few Bloody Marys.
Yeah, Victoria. Let's go for it. Victoria.
It's a nice easy one.
After a waterfall.
Was she really, or are you funning me? You're funning me, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, you can read the next one out then.
Oh, crikey. Okay. So, wie heißt der bisher erfolgreichste deutsche Olympionik mit in brackets, folks, mit den meisten Gold- und Silbermedaillen? I'm not really sure about the pronunciation of that, to be honest. Have a listen to that in private at some point.
Medallion, I think it is.
I think it would just be medallion. I think it'd be very close. Yeah. So okay. So
should we get Tan to Google to read
sure,
it out?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I'm pressing it now.
Okay.
Wie heißt der bisher erfolgreichste deutsche Olympionik mit den meisten Gold- und Silbermedaillen?
Medallion. I think we got it fairly close. Pronunciation.
Now, we're both. The interesting thing about this is we both have sports that we're interested in, but they very rarely cross. And I wonder if, very few of my sports turn up in the Olympics, so I don't really pay very much attention. How about you?
Well, I'm struggling with the question, to be honest.
Are you really?
I'm guessing the German Olympian with the most gold and silver medals, but I don't know what Bischer means.
Wie heißt Bischer? Bischer would be most.
Most.
Yeah, but you're okay with you struggle with Bischer, but you're okay with erfolgreichste. Again, see, we all have these different. You can't measure it. It's like me knowing about the lake. Erfolgreich.
To be honest, no, I don't know what that means either, really.
Okay, well, it's not a contraction, but it's a portmanteau of Erfolg and Reichster. I'm not sure where Erfolg comes from. I assume from Folgen. I'm not sure what it's related to, but it just means success.
All right.
Erfolgreichster, the most successful German Olympian.
Well, the Reich is kind of richest, really.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Now I haven't got all of clue. These except the ones that begin with K and F and B.
Isabel Wirth then.
I'm not sure about her either, actually.
Oh, I really thought you knew who they were.
Oh goodness me! They were probably around in the 60s or 70s.
Well, you watch club football, and I'm only interested in martial arts. So unless any of these is a club footballer or a martial artist, we're stuck. And I don't recognise any of the names. Folks,
no, I'd recognise that there was one called Heike Dreschler. I'd recognise that, but she's not in here. And I'd recognise Katharina Witt, who was an ice dancer. But
right. Are those all quite old school?
Yeah, ish, 80s.
Because you're right in assuming. I mean, it's very likely, isn't it, that it's going to be an older.
I'm going to peek on it just to see if we can get any further details.
Yeah, if it gives us any information.
It just tells us who it was, but no, we don't know anything more about these. So all we can tell is that these are. Birgit is a sort of very traditional German Christian name. So's Christine and so's Katrin. I'm not sure if Isabel is particularly, but right. I can't even remember what the right answer was now. Birgit Fischer, was it? Yeah.
Birgit Fischer was sat at the top, yes. But what did she do? I feel I've insulted her. I'm positive. I'm sure I would have heard of these ladies.
It was Olympic carp fishing.
You're having a joke, aren't you?
Yeah, there was a nominative determinism in her name.
Right. Yes, I see it.
There we go.
Well, you're quite wrong in assuming. I've looked her up. You're quite wrong in assuming that she was a 60s lady. Most of her medals appear to have been won in the 80s and 90s, and she does indeed have an almost a clean sweep between the 80s and 90s of gold medals in kayaking. Kayaking.
You see, there was nominative determinism there.
A bit of water, yeah, right.
Yeah.
She's an absolute beast at kayaking, apparently.
She was like a fisherman.
Fishing water, yeah. Yeah, quite right.
Was ist die zweitgrößte Stadt Deutschlands nach Bevölkerung?
Now, I think you can figure out, there's two tough words here, I reckon. So, zweitgrößte and Bevölkerung.
Second biggest.
Yeah, there you go. I was thinking, you will figure it out.
Stadt. Does that mean kind of city and or town? Do they have a word for city? Or do they not bother?
That's a good question, because Berlin is referred to as a Stadt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, because it sounds like state, doesn't it? But no, I think it is used. I've heard it used sort of colloquially to refer both to cities and towns. But of course, every country will have different ways of defining. Because that's the funny thing about translation is, there's no such thing as a literal translation for anything. Stadt doesn't really mean city or town; it means Stadt. You know, that's the.
And I imagine this Bevölkerung is population.
Yeah, exactly. Now you might know
folk being kind of people, like folk, really, isn't it?
And I think most people are familiar with the Volkswagen, as we call it in this country. So that's the Volkswagen, the people's car.
Germany has many quite populous cities, unlike England or Britain, where you have this one massive city of London and a sort of moderately large city of Birmingham, and then everything else is sort of way below 1 million.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, in my mind, I mean Hamburg, Berlin, Munich, as the tourists I was there with said, they're all sort of equally big, popular, busy cities.
München, yeah, and even I was in Köln, and
is that Cologne? Cologne.
Yeah, Cologne. Yeah,
right.
Everyone smells beautiful. Everyone smells beautiful. No, that doesn't make English sense. Everyone has a beautiful smell. Eau de Cologne. But yes. I noticed when I was in Köln, whenever I heard the town pronounced, there was always this Köln.
Really? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Actual
and it took me by surprise. I thought, but admittedly, I think I mostly heard kids saying Köln.
Right.
But I think normally we say it as Köln, don't we? Köln.
Yeah. I think this is a really difficult question because, like you said, these are all really... I mean, obviously Berlin is number one. These are all really heavily populated cities.
Hamburg?
I think I might guess at Hamburg. I wouldn't say Frankfurt or Cologne. Those wouldn't be my guesses.
So I assume by the question, and I might be wrong, but I assume that the largest, most popular city is Berlin.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, I mean, it's always when they have these city populations, they always seem to fluctuate. One year you look at the city and it's like it's considered to be a 3 million city, and then another time you look at it and it'll be different. I think Berlin has a population of about 3 or 4 million.
I think Berlin's had 3, and I think it's remained constant depending on what you count as Berlin, of course.
Cologne, I'm fairly sure has a population of around 1 million. Hamburg, I reckon, has a population around 2 million, but I'm fairly sure that München is somewhere between 2 and 3 million. So I reckon that is...
You think it's Munich? Oh, I'm leaning towards Hamburg, but I'll go with you. Let's go with Munich.
Wrong.
The Red Cross of failure.
Should we go for your...
Yeah.
Actually, should we just say what the am Main is? Frankfurt am Main.
Yeah, I think it is. It wouldn't be Main. That's in...
Main?
Or is it? No, it would be. Yeah, Main. So it's on the river, isn't it?
Yep. Hamburg then. Oh yeah, we've got Hamburg. Yeah.
All right.
I think it must be. I reckon it's a close run thing.
I struggle with that Main because I mean the Rhine and the Main. That's they're written very differently, but pronounced the same. But I suppose that sort of thing happens in language, doesn't it? So.
Well, Hamburg is correct, but I tell you what, I'm going to click on the pronunciation of Frankfurt.
Frankfurt am Main.
Main.
Yeah, it is Main. I was.
Tante Google says Main.
You're right. That does surprise me, but I will certainly bow to a superior's knowledge.
Main.
This is all. Now, don't be selfish. This is half the fun of, learning this stuff. We're not going to assume we know it all.
Do you know what? I think we should finish up there.
Okay.
And there's a few more questions for people if they want to play along themselves. And yeah, please try these out yourself. There's loads of stuff on LinguaMemes. But to get this game, there was a game code which was
XI74. Remember the letters in lowercase.
Pop your email address in and you'll get sent this particular game. But subscribe on LinguaMemes and you'll get something sent every day.
Yeah,
to your email inbox. And it's not just quizzes,
your email
it's
address.
All sorts of different stuff like the exciting speed typing challenge.
Yeah, and that's tough. So be careful. But yeah, otherwise, do like, comment, subscribe on this video. Do let us know what you think. And if you need to get in touch with us on a personal basis, admin@linguamemes.com will answer all of your questions.
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Hope
Cheers, folks.
Moderately interesting and not too silly.
Oh, don't apologise to these people. They love it.
Yeah.
Cheers, folks.
Bye.